Did you know that crime in some English towns has skyrocketed by over 30% in just the past year? Known for peace, family life, or even holidays, are now ranking among the most dangerous in the country. In 2025, England's crime map looks completely different. And what's shocking is that some of the riskiest towns aren't where you'd expect. From coastal getaways hiding a dark underbelly, to once thriving industrial towns now battling rising violence and theft, the numbers tell a story that's hard to ignore. According to the latest police data and government reports, crime rates have hit their highest levels in a decade, and certain towns are facing an epidemic of assaults, burglaries, and drug offenses. But here's the real question: what's driving this surge? Is it poverty, policing, or something deeper happening beneath the surface of English life? Stay with us, because in this video, we're counting down the 10 towns in England with the highest crime rates in 2025. And by the end, you'll see which place shockingly takes the #1 spot. Be the one you think. Number 10, Nottingham. Once celebrated for its legendary outlaw, Robin Hood, Nottingham today faces a very different kind of battle. One against rising crime and urban disorder. According to 2025 police data, the city records around 105 crimes per 1,000 residents, placing it firmly in England's top 10 most crime-ridden towns. Nottingham's lively nightlife and student energy have always defined its spirit, but that same vibrancy has become part of the problem. Over the past year, violent offences and thefts have surged, particularly in the bustling city centre and popular club districts. Locals report a growing sense of unease, especially after dark. Experts point to a mix of factors fueling this spike: post-pandemic economic strain, youth unemployment, and a rising number of drug-related incidents. Some areas, once full of promise, neglected housing and underfunded policing. And while the city has poured millions into regeneration and safety initiatives, the results haven't yet caught up with the scale of the problem. Yet Nottingham isn't giving up. Community groups are stepping up, local businesses are investing in safer spaces, and residents remain fiercely proud of their city. There's a determination to rewrite the headlines, to prove that Nottingham is more than just a statistic on a crime chart. Still, the numbers don't lie. For now, Nottingham stands at number 10, a warning sign of the social challenges spreading across England's urban landscape. Number 9, Middlesbrough. Once known as the beating heart of England's industrial revolution, Middlesbrough now faces a very different kind of challenge. A persistent struggle with some of the highest crime rates in the north. According to 2025 police data, the town reports over 110 crimes per 1,000 residents, marking a worrying increase compared to the previous year. For many locals, this isn't just a statistic, it's a daily reality. Streets once filled with steelworkers and shopkeepers now tell a story of economic decline, antisocial behaviour, and drug-related offences. The closure of factories and years of underinvestment have left deep scars, creating a perfect storm of unemployment and social tension. Walk through parts of the town centre, and you'll notice shuttered shops, empty pubs, and a police presence that feels both constant and overwhelmed. While regeneration projects are underway, residents often say they feel left behind, caught between big promises and few real changes. Yet behind these struggles, there's resilience. Volunteers run youth programs, addiction support groups are growing, and local police have launched new initiatives to rebuild trust. Still, progress is slow, and frustration runs deep. Middlesbrough is a town fighting for its identity, determined to shake off the stigma of crime and reclaim its pride. But for now, it holds the number 9 spot on England's most dangerous towns list. What do you think? Can Middlesbrough turn things around? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're finding this countdown eye-opening, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next town on our list. Number 8, Blackpool. Blackpool, a place of flashing lights, candy floss, and laughter echoing along the pier. But behind the bright facade of this iconic seaside town lies a far grimmer reality. In 2025, Blackpool records one of the highest crime rates in England, 15 crimes per 1,000 people. It's a city caught between two worlds. By day, families stroll the promenade, eating chips by the sea. By night, the same streets become scenes of theft, assault, and drunken chaos. Locals describe it as a place of highs and lows, a holiday destination struggling to survive its own contradictions. The root of the problem runs deep. Years of deprivation, transient tourism, and a struggling local economy have pushed Blackpool into a cycle that's hard to break. Abandoned guest houses now serve as temporary housing. Poverty rates are among the highest in the country. And when opportunity dries up, desperation often follows. Police forces here are stretched thin, tackling everything from petty theft to organized crime. Yet despite the statistics, there's still a fierce pride among residents. The kind that refuses to let the town's legacy fade. The glittering lights of the tower at night, and you'll sense it. That uneasy tension between nostalgia and neglect. Blackpool remains one of England's most recognizable towns, but in 2025, it's also one of its most troubled. Number 7, Birmingham. Birmingham, England's second largest city, busy, loud, diverse, and alive. But beneath the hum of traffic and the rhythm of city life, there's an undercurrent of tension that never quite fades. In 2025, Birmingham finds itself grappling with a surge in violent crime, stabbings, muggings, and gang activity that have become disturbingly common in certain districts. Police data shows a sharp rise in knife-related offences, many involving teenagers barely out of school. It's a city of contradictions. Shiny new skyscrapers rise in the centre, while just neighbourhoods like Handsworth and Lozells fight daily battles with poverty and fear. Locals talk about the two Birminghams, one booming with business and culture, the other sinking under social strain. Community workers say the roots of this crisis go far beyond policing. Cuts to youth programs, overcrowded housing, and cost of living pressures have left many young people feeling cornered. If there's nothing to lose, one local activist says, violence becomes a language. Yet even in the bleakest headlines, there's pushback. Grassroots initiatives, street football projects, local mentors, neighborhood patrols are trying to reclaim the streets one step at a time. Still, progress is slow and fear lingers. Birmingham stands as a reminder that behind every statistic is a story, not just of crime, resilience, and the fight to keep hope alive in the heart of England. Number 6, Manchester. Manchester, a city that never seems to sleep. Known for its music, football, and electric nightlife, it's often called the beating heart of northern England. But in 2025, the rhythm feels different. Beneath the buzz of bars and the glow of glass towers, the city is facing a new kind of threat, one shaped by both modern crime and old social wounds. Recent figures show a notable rise in violent offences and robberies, with some neighbourhoods seeing double-digit increases in just a year. But it's not only the streets that are under siege. Manchester has become a growing hotspot for cybercrime and online fraud, showing how digital life and urban life now intersect in unsettling ways. Experts suggest the city's rapid expansion, booming business, student influx has created both opportunity and vulnerability. With more people comes more pressure, housing shortages, stretched policing, and rising tension in once stable communities. Still, Manchester refuses to be defined by crime alone. From community watch groups to the city's Safe Streets initiative, there's a collective determination to turn things around. You'll hear it in local cafes and community halls. People talking about solutions, not just problems. Manchester's story in 2025 isn't one of defeat, but of resilience. It's a city standing at a crossroads between progress and pressure, between its proud legacy and the challenges of a modern, restless world. Number 5, Bradford. In Bradford, the streets tell two stories, one of hardship and one of heart. It's a city with a proud past, built by workers and dreamers, yet in 2025, it's also against rising crime and deep-rooted inequality. Police data places Bradford among the most crime-affected towns in England, recording more than 112 offences per 1,000 residents. Violence and antisocial behaviour have become everyday realities in certain neighbourhoods, and locals say they've grown used to hearing sirens after dark. But here's the truth few headlines mention. Behind those statistics are families who've never given up. Mothers running community kitchens. Youth mentors turning former gang members into role models. Faith groups creating safe spaces where none existed before. Bradford's fight isn't just against crime, it's against despair. Experts point to long-term economic challenges, unemployment, low wages, overcrowded housing, as key drivers. Yet, amid the struggle, there's an unmistakable pulse of resilience. Walk through Manningham or Little Horton, painted with messages of hope, not fear. Yes, Bradford ranks 5th on England's 2025 crime list. But numbers can't capture the courage found in its streets, the quiet determination of people rebuilding trust, one act of kindness at a time. Bradford's story isn't one of defeat, it's one of survival, of a city that still believes in better days ahead. Number 4, Liverpool. Liverpool, a city that wears its history on its skin. Once the gateway to the world, now a powerhouse of culture and football. But behind the laughter of the docks and the sound of matchday anthems, there's a harder truth the numbers can't hide. In 2025, Liverpool ranks 4th on England's list of towns with the highest crime rates, recording around 115 crimes per 1,000 residents. It's not petty theft or small-time offences dominating the reports. It's organised crime, violent assaults, and drug-related operations that run deep through certain districts. Names like Anfield, Toxteth, and Kensington are familiar to locals, but in recent years, they've become shorthand for something darker. Police have seized record amounts of illegal substances, and gang-related violence has surged. Investigators point to Liverpool's port connections as a major factor, a gateway not just for trade, but for trafficking networks that stretch across Europe. Yet, amid the headlines, the city's spirit refuses to be crushed. From grassroots youth projects to the city's Community Guardian initiative, residents are taking safety into their own hands. Churches, schools, and local businesses are teaming up to reclaim their streets, proving that hope still runs deeper than fear. Liverpool's story is it's one of resistance. Because for every crime statistic that makes the news, there's a quiet act of courage that doesn't. And that's what truly defines this city of fighters. Number 3, London. London, a city that never stops moving. Trains rushing beneath your feet, crowds flowing like rivers through the streets, and lights that blur the line between night and day. But beneath that unstoppable energy lies a darker rhythm, one written in police reports and whispered warnings. In 2025, the capital ranks 3rd on England's list of towns with the highest crime rates, with over 120 reported crimes per 1,000 residents. And it's not just in one area. The map tells a mosaic of danger, from the bustling heart of Westminster, where pickpocketing and theft rise with every tourist season, to Croydon and Hackney, where knife crime and gang tensions cast the city feels both alive and on edge. Experts say London's crime picture reflects its complexity. Wealth and poverty sharing the same postcode, opportunity standing beside desperation. Cost of living pressures, youth unemployment, and housing insecurity have all deepened divides. Police face an uphill battle, not just against criminals, but against public trust that's been worn thin. Yet despite it all, London remains unbreakable. Communities fight back, through neighbourhood patrols, youth mentoring programs, and countless acts of everyday bravery that never make the news. Because London isn't just a city, it's a world within a world. And while crime may haunt its streets, so does resilience. It's a city that bends, but never breaks. Number 2, Leeds. Leeds, the unofficial capital of West Yorkshire and one of England's fastest. Its skyline has changed dramatically in the last decade, filled with cranes, high-rises, and new opportunity. But behind the progress, something else has been growing too: crime. In 2025, Leeds ranks second on England's list of towns with the highest crime rates, with police data showing a significant increase in both violent and property-related offences. The numbers reveal a worrying trend. Assaults and robberies are up by nearly 20% year on year, while thefts from vehicles and homes continue to climb. Experts suggest this spike is fueled by a combination of economic strain, nightlife-related violence, and drug activity spreading from urban centres to surrounding neighbourhoods. Leeds' thriving entertainment scene draws tens of thousands every weekend, but it also brings a sharp rise in alcohol-related incidents and late-night crime. Police forces in hotspot areas like the city centre and Headingley, launching new safety initiatives aimed at young people and vulnerable residents. However, local councils admit that stretched resources and growing social pressures make progress difficult. Still, Leeds isn't surrendering. Community-driven projects, from neighbourhood watch groups to mental health outreach programs, are gaining traction. Many here believe the fight against crime starts not in courtrooms, but in classrooms and conversations. Leeds, in 2025, stands at a breaking point, torn between booming growth and the social challenges that shadow it. Whether it rises or unravels may define the future of Northern England. Number 1, Doncaster. Doncaster, once a proud industrial hub of South Yorkshire, railway heritage and strong working-class roots. But in 2025, this town carries a far darker title: the most dangerous place to live in England. Recent data shows Doncaster topping the national list with a staggering 130 crimes per 1,000 residents, the highest rate recorded anywhere in the country. For locals, it's not just a number. It's something they feel every day. From break-ins and assaults to drug-related offences, many neighbourhoods are fighting battles that seem endless. Experts point to a perfect storm: years of economic decline, youth unemployment, substance abuse, and cuts to social funding. What was once a hard-working community has been hollowed out, leaving gaps that crime has eagerly filled. Abandoned properties and struggling high streets have become silent witnesses to the town's growing crisis. Yet even in the bleakest corners, hope flickers. Projects led by volunteers are reclaiming public spaces, mentoring young people, and giving families a reason to believe again. Doncaster's strength has always been its people, resilient, stubborn, and fiercely loyal to their town. Still, the numbers tell a painful truth. Doncaster, in 2025, stands as a warning, a reflection of what happens when inequality, neglect, and desperation collide. This is not just one town's story, it's a mirror of a nation's growing divide. And perhaps a call to action for change before the next list looks even darker. Before you scroll away, tell us in the comments, which town shocked you the most and why? We pour hours of research, writing, and editing into every video to bring you the truth behind the headlines, so your support truly matters. If you found this our previous video to see how last year's rankings compared, it might surprise you. And hey, hit that subscribe button. It's just one click, but it means the world to us.